If I don't know the way, I can paint with faith. I know
Chef Davis here, so excited to join you. And just because we're socially distanced doesn't mean that we can't be creative. And so today, I'm so excited to be able to join you to be able to create something for our Heritage Festival for 2021. So stay tuned. Again, this is Chef Davis from Paint with Faith. And again, we want you to be motivated and encouraged by the artwork that we will produce with you on today. So follow me over to the art table. For this project, you'll only need some simple materials, some tissue paper, some brown construction paper, and maybe some other colors to represent your heritage to be able to produce this exciting project. It's also good to have a pen or a marker handy. Alright, the first thing you want to do, if you have a pencil handy, is to draw a simple oval or circular shape. Alright, so a simple oval, maybe medium size, right here in the center. It's okay if you use a pen or a pencil or crayon, because eventually we're going to be able to cover it up. Remember, there's no mistakes in art, just room for opportunity. That's what we say with Paint with Faith. Alright, simple. And if you're not great at drawing circles, again, there's no mistakes. It doesn't matter. Alright, that's looking great. Just because it's light, I'm going to go ahead and grab a marker and make it dark so it's easier for you to see. Alright, we're just indicating where our oval is, or like egg shape, and there we go. Real simple. So since we're going to make an afro, you might want to go ahead and draw out the way you want your afro to look. Alright, so you can just come around, very bumpy lines, come around. Doesn't have to be perfect, and boom, real simple. Alright, and we can always expand and make it larger if you want a big afro or a small afro. And we're going to give you a second rendition with afro puffs as well. So be ready to also introduce that into the picture. So once you've drawn that out, that's good. Alright, so here we go. Once you go ahead and draw your afro and your circle, you can grab your construction paper. There's two ways to do this. If you have scissors handy, you can use scissors. But if not, you can always just tear it piece by piece. We're basing our work on a collage artist, Romer Bearden. So simply we'll take the glue and we'll begin to lay out some of this space here. Alright, so when I use glue, I like to actually use the tip to kind of spread it around. So we're going to spread it around with that. If you want to be able to use a paintbrush or a brush that you don't need, you can do that. If you want to smudge with your finger, that's fine. Even if you want to use the construction paper to kind of spread it, that's also an option. So you can take the construction paper itself and spread it. Alright, so we're just going to lay out, and you can tear off pieces. And if you've never done a collage before, they're so fun because you actually know that there's really no mistakes in making a collage. So we're just going to tear off these little pieces and fill up. Again, feel free to use scissors if you want, but we're just going to fill up this circular area with the torn off sheets of the brown construction paper. Alright, I'm just going to spread that around, really simply put. And be sure to try to cover up any spaces. Alright, try to cover up any spaces. So it's okay to overlap the construction paper. So feel free to overlap it to make sure you get all those edges. Alright, and it's okay if you go outside of that line as well. We're just going to plug all of these in. It's no rush. Remember, art takes patience. If you want to be a great artist, it's very important that you learn to work and exercise your patience. If you want to have a great masterpiece, you got to be able to dig deep into your patience consciousness in order to finish the job well. All right, but it still can be fun. Just because you have to wait doesn't mean that it can't be fun. All right, we're just going to fill this up very simply. Another technique of doing this is going ahead and just ripping off your pieces early and then making adjustments as you go. So it's okay to go ahead and just rip them up, and then once you run out, you can rip more. So this will help the process in dealing. So make sure you're ripping off some small pieces, some big pieces, and you're going to go ahead and fill those up right on top. All right, so I'm definitely going to be able to overlap, make sure I'm getting all these corners, filling up all those little spaces. It's almost like doing a puzzle. All right, so just take your time. Again, it's going to take some patience, so feel free to be patient. It's really cool. Sometimes you get stuck on your finger. You could just pick it up like that, like you have superpowers. At least that's how I feel. So just touch it, boom. You see that? Just let it stick right to your finger. All right, take a little glue again, come down. This will help the process go a little bit faster as well. Again, I want to make sure I fill in all of these little spaces. I don't want to see any yellow coming out. So I'll take it, again, overlapping. All right, it's okay to overlap those. Then I'll show you another technique in a few minutes about how to make it all have a nice finish, all right, with the glue. We got little pieces there, so what I'll do is I'll tear off some smaller pieces, fill those in those little spots. Boom. All right, that's looking good. We're almost done here. And you want to make sure you have some nice angles, so you might have to tear so you don't have those weird angles at the bottom. You don't want it to look too pointy. All right, you want to make sure that you don't have an edge that's sharp. You want to have a nice round edge. So smaller pieces also help with establishing that. All right, going in, looking good. Almost done here. Closing all the gaps. Make sure you're closing the gaps. And it's okay if some sticking up. If some of the pieces are sticking up, we can always go back and fill those in. All right, almost done. Boom. Shifting them around. It's better to shift them around before they settle. So if the glue is still wet, it's easier to shift. All right, putting that in there. Boom. We got one last piece there. I actually had a brush handy, so I'm going to take some of that glue and spread that together. Move these pieces around a little bit. You see that? We can move them. All right, so we're almost done. So what I'm going to do next is we have this brown face here. So I'm going to take some of that glue and I'm going to spread it with the brush. You can do it with your hand, but I'm going to spread it with the brush to kind of make the tones of the brown all the same. Not only that, but it will make sure that all the glue and the paper is staying down together. No pieces are sticking up. And then once it dries, it will look like it's a nice glazed finish on top of the brown. And that's the effect I really want.
Wanna have a paint party? We come to you. If you wanna paint night, that's what we'll do. If you can't come out the house, that's just fine. We could do it at your house, or we could do it online. It's like being in person, and you can't tell if you need a paint pack. We'll send it in the mail. We can do it online or face to face. Your life is a canvas,
with
so
the
just
glue,
paint it
not
with
really
faith.
painting, but we're using the glue like paint with this paintbrush. The next step is getting your tissue paper. All right, this is a step that's really good for teamwork or working together as a family or with your friends. So we're going to create this nice fluffy afro. That's the technique and the style that we want our picture. So what we're going to do to achieve that is, again, we're going to lay down some glue. And then if you have a brush like before, or if you want to just leave the glue like that. For the sake of time, I'll use the brush, and I'm going to be able to spread out a nice layer of glue. All right. It's okay if you make your afro go off the page. It's up to you. Again, this is your artwork. There's no mistakes in art. So coming around. And we're just going to spread out that glue very nicely. Alright, let me get some more. Again, you can use your fingers. You can use a brush, an old brush that you may not want to use again. If you use your best brush, it may not be a good idea unless you thoroughly clean it out. We're going to have a nice thick layer of glue. After we've done that, we're going to get our black tissue paper. Alright, and we're going to tear pieces off. And we're going to roll it into little balls. Alright, we're going to roll it up. And this is the part where you can use some teamwork. You can have one person roll and the other person place. Alright. And I kind of like to roll the glue around it so it can stay tight. Boom. Alright, again, one person can tear off and roll. You can make them as big or as small as you want. It's up to you. You can just stick them on there. Make sure you roll them nice and tight. And you want to pack them in as tight as possible so you have a nice fluid look. Alright, you don't want to have a lot of spaces, so you want to kind of pack them in as tight as possible. Alright, so we're making some progress. Again, patience is the key to make this look fantastic. We've got a team of rollers here in the Paint with Faith studio, and they can go ahead, like I told you before, have one person rolling or two people rolling together. Again, this is a great project for families to work together to make a nice art piece all together. You know, and you can make it a part of your heritage. Maybe you can do it throughout all the month of February, and you can make amazing artwork using this style. It's really called mosaics. All right, tissue mosaics.
There's two.
All right. All right, again, this is a patient process. Let's look at our details right here to see what we got going on. All right, so we have our nice smooth afro going here, our Afro Mosaic. All right, so we're rolling up the tissue really tight. Again, this is a great family project to work as a team. You can get 4 or 5 people. You can get your aunt, your grandma, your sister, your brother, your cousin, your friend from next door. You can get all of those people to work together. Go ahead and make these tissue pieces. Roll them up to make your Mosaic Heritage Festival collage. Let's keep going. Alright, so we're making great headway. And again, make sure you set some time aside to do this. This is a very patient process. But once you finish it and complete it, you will be proud of yourself. You'll be encouraged, and you'll have a nice piece that you may want to be able to expand to other areas of your collage and mosaic style of artwork. Alright, again, Romare Bearden is the name of the artist who made famous Black History collages, and that's part of our heritage. So go ahead and continue going forward. We'll skip ahead in a few minutes, but stay tuned with us to go ahead and finish this nice Afro collector. We're making great progress here. Again, this is a great family and team effort. So just grab your tissues. You want to make sure you keep them nice and packed. And in order for them to stay in place, you might want to go ahead and press down on them. It won't mess it up, to make sure that that glue sticks really tight to the sheets of paper or your construction paper. You want to have a nice, and look at the great details you'll be able to get going forward. Create a great style of artwork, mosaic artwork or collage. We're kind of using both concepts and bringing them together to create a nice heritage festival piece for Adrian Art Center. All right, so we finished that nice afro, and if you look at this, I love the details that we have inside of the hair. This is a great masterpiece. And I'm just going to bring it a little bit closer to the camera. We have this very neat, very structured texture here, and it gives us the illusion of the hairstyle of our heritage for Black History Month. If that's your heritage, if that's your family, it gives us a nice style of collage. And this is called a mosaic. Mosaic is when you use different pieces of different materials to create one unified piece. In this case, the Afro style Mosaic. Our second rendition is going to be a girl with Afro puffs. So let's just go ahead and outline those shapes. So we just made a simple circle. It's okay to overlap. Give her some ears, real simple, 2 C's and a backward C. And then we'll do the Afro puffs. Bumpy line going out, another bumpy line going out. And then we'll give her hairline right here. Real simple. Doesn't have to be a perfectly curved line. And boom. Now let's go ahead and make our mosaic. This time I'm going to cut the pieces, strips for the face. So I'm going to cut various strips. And then I'll take those and I'll cut those into smaller pieces. Again, this is the style called mosaic. We just cut these into little smaller pieces, and then we'll be able to put those together to put on the face. Again, we lay down a layer of glue, and then we're going to fill in the face with the brown, and then we'll go outside and be able to fill in the hair with the small tissue paper. All right, like we did on the one before, we're going to lay down a layer of glue. We're going to take a brush and we're going to smooth out to give that brown a nice one tone. This also helps prevent all of the papers from coming up, just like that one there. And we want it to be nice and smooth, create like a glaze type effect. Again, we'll go around and smooth this out. And just go on the edges to make sure that it's all unified with color, and to make sure that the pieces don't come up later on. All right, once this glue dries, it'll look like a masterpiece. Again, this time we're doing an Afro Puff girl, and right after this we'll begin to make the brown or the black Afro Puffs. All right, we're coming to the conclusion of the Afro Puff girls. Coming along pretty good. If you want, you can make other strips of ribbons around the hair. You can add bows. It's up to you. Be creative. We would love to see your artwork as your progress comes through. Be able to share your stuff on our Facebook, our Instagram, as well as our YouTube page. We love to see what you've been doing. And let's wrap this up. Now that we finish our little Afro Puff girl, we're going to put some bows right on top. There you go. Boop. That's looking nice. Make sure that you put the glue down first, or else it won't stick. All right. She's looking nice and cute. Fantastic. All right. How does that look, guys? Looks amazing. I think we're also going to throw on some earrings. Here we go. And boom. This little girl is ready to enjoy her Heritage Festival at Adrian Arsh 2020. All right, so this is our Afro Puff mosaic, and we're going to show you what the final products look like in just 1 second. All right, so we have our final pieces for our Afrocentric art assignment. All right, so we have here the girl Afro Puff. Came out amazing. Special border around it. Use all the materials you have, construction paper, tissue paper, and make it fantastic and beautiful. And then we have the Afro right here, Afrocentric. All I need is a pick for our Heritage Festival. So thank you all for joining us for this amazing assignment. I hope you have fun. Remember, bring your family in, your mom, your dad, your aunt, grandma, whoever you want to join you on this fun art assignment. Again, we enjoyed having you. We look forward to seeing you again. Make sure you post all of your work on our social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, and even on YouTube if you want to share with us. Like, comment, and share. Thanks again for this opportunity, and we love to do art with you on the next time. Again, remember, your life is a canvas, and paint it with faith.
This is the Paint with Faith anthem. We're a motivational painting company. We believe you can do all things. All you need in your life for your dreams and goals is just some motivation, some guidance, and some faith in yourself. canvas, painted with faith. I know I can.
I know I can.
Paint what I wanna paint.
Paint what I wanna paint.
If I don't know the way,
If I don't know the way,
I can paint with faith.
I can paint with faith.
I know I can.
I know I can.
Paint what I wanna paint.
Paint what I wanna paint.
If I don't know the way,
If I don't know the way,
I can paint with faith.
I can paint with faith. Wanna have a paint party? We come to you. If you wanna paint night, that's what we'll do. If you can't come out the house, that's just fine. We can do it at your house, or we could do it online. It's like being in person, and you can't tell if you need a paint pack. We'll send it in the mail. We can do it online or face to face. Your life is a canvas, so just paint it with faith.
I know I can paint with faith now. 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 I know I can.
I know I can.
Paint what I wanna paint.
Paint what I wanna paint.
If I don't know the way,
If I don't know the way,
I can paint with faith.
I can paint with faith.
I know I can.
I know I can.
Paint what I wanna paint.
Paint what I wanna paint.
If I don't know the way,
If I don't know the way,
I can paint with faith.
I can paint with faith.
You need a guide, just motivate with art. No need to be an artist, you just need to start. There's no mistakes, there's no mistakes. Your life is a canvas, so just paint it with faith. If I believe, I can achieve. That's all I gotta do to be who I wanna be. Paint with faith, says I could do all things. So if you don't know, then you gotta sing.
I know I can paint with faith now. 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 I know I can.
I know I can.
Paint what I wanna paint.
Paint what I wanna paint.
If I don't know the way,
If I don't know the way,
I can paint with faith.
I can paint with faith.
I know I can.
I know I can.
Paint what I wanna paint.
Paint what I wanna paint.
If I don't know the way,
If I don't know the way,
I can paint with faith.
I can paint with faith.
We don't take L's, we only learn lessons. A master artist for every session. You're telling us we need to be positive. So when you snap, then snap back the negative. A masterpiece, yo, that's the plan. So hold up your canvas and say, I can,
I can.
I can.